On this episode, we explore the perks and pitfalls of visiting Walt Disney World solo, from the freedom of spontaneous park hopping to the moments you wish you had someone to share the magic with. Today's October 23rd, 2025, and this is episode 817 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
So I guess this has sparked because we just came back from your conference, Momentum.
Yep.
And you were literally, you had Thursday night to meet people from 7 to 9.
Yep.
And then you were in conferences all day on Friday from 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much 6 every day. Saturday 8 to 6 and Sunday 8 to 6.
What the heck did you do with your time? We're going to talk some about that, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, what we're going to do is, this is going to actually kind of spawn 2 episodes because, like you were just saying, you were there semi-solo for the weekend while I was in the conference and stuff. We stayed at Port Orleans Riverside. We took Stitch with us. We both ate lots of food. And so we're going to talk about all of that next episode.
Okay.
But what it sparked was, and it's been a long time since we've done an episode like this. In fact, I think I did the episode solo by myself years ago.
Yes, you did.
But, you know, somebody was asking, a couple folks were asking, well, what about an episode on solo trips?
Yes.
So we said, let's do it. So we are going to kind of do the pros and cons. I'm going to throw out some of the pros, and Rhonda might have some cons to go with it potentially. But before we dive into all that, though, I did want to give a huge shout out to Uncle Walt's Little Known Facts on Twitter.
Okay.
You can find him at Uncle Walt 1971.
Nice.
And we've been doing, if you don't follow us on social, go out to Main ST Magic on all the channels. I've been posting daily reels and clips from episodes. We have a lot more video content that is going to be coming from some other stuff. We'll probably talk a little bit about that maybe next episode. But there's been a few times because we're in there, you know, asking questions to each other almost. And, you know, I don't always go back and do the deep dives on every little thing.
Right.
And we were talking about the electrical water pageant recently. And we were talking about, you know, what happens when those light bulbs burn out, kind of tongue in cheek in a way, but a little bit serious. Like, these are old, you know, bulbs. These are
this was back
over 50 years old, right?
Right.
And so we're like, well, what do they do? And I had heard this before and completely forgot, but Uncle Walt, who has been responding and throwing out some awesome trivia, facts, history, little things like that to some of these, has been really cool. So I'm going to read you exactly what he responded to me with, because I think it is so cool and interesting. And it just shows the power of Disney, maybe. He said, originally the parade's floats used custom-made incandescent bulbs. It's about 500,000 of them. Hand-dipped in translucent lacquer to achieve the vivid jewel-toned colors. By the early 2000s, many of the vintage bulbs had become impossible to source because the manufacturers had gone out of business. So to preserve the classic look, Disney's electromechanical engineering team partnered with Osram Sylvania and later Philips Lighting to create custom LED replicas. They're made to fit the vintage sockets, but only draw 1/10 of the power needed, and they store them in the big warehouse called Glow Central.
That's awesome.
It is just so cool. You know, I mean, there they are.
Really
Those are LED and all, you know, most of them, not probably all of them could be. Maybe Uncle Walt knows. But it's just so cool that, you know, that you can't tell. And it still holds that nostalgic
And they're the
incandescent
same
bulb
old
look.
bulbs. Right.
Yeah, that's what's so cool.
Right.
And yeah, you're basically getting the same bulbs. You're just saving 9/10 of the power.
Right.
Which is super cool. So
Yeah.
thank you, Uncle Walt. Please continue to throw cool facts our way.
Absolutely.
And we'll continue to share them.
Yes.
So
100%.
that's awesome. But again, at Uncle Walt 1971 on Twitter, or if you call it X, then go ahead and do so. All right. Let's get into these pros and cons. If you go back a couple years, I would do some solo trips every now and then. Some of them were day trips because, the podcast was kind of just getting started. You weren't working your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday schedule at the time.
Correct.
And I'd maybe run down for like opening day of Flower and Garden on a Wednesday or something. But
you enjoyed these solo trips.
I did. And I did a few where I was solo and stayed the night, or whatever. I did a lot of semi-solo traveling when I was traveling a lot more for my brother, just in the sense that going to the airports and flying and basically everything until I was at the event, of course, was like a solo thing. And I did used to enjoy those a lot.
That's
yeah.
simple.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people have to do that type of stuff, but I did really enjoy that back then. We'll kind of maybe see what I think now. But what have been your thoughts on solo trips? And I guess what has always been your what was holding you back from wanting to ever do it? Like a legit solo trip.
I just have no desire.
You just have no desire.
None whatsoever.
Okay. Well, we'll probably talk about the cons as we go through, and you'll give us your reasoning.
and I still to this day don't.
Yeah.
I again don't mind flying somewhere to like see Rita and then meeting her there, or like I went to Montana I flew all day pretty much, and then finally got to my parents and my brother. I don't know. I just again, and I've said it back, years ago, I think the only way I could do a solo trip is if I had like spa stuff planned.
Yeah.
And then where it is just stuff that you do solo that
you would do without me anyway.
Right.
Potentially, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, first, maybe we need to define a solo trip first, because what you did this last weekend was not a solo trip, obviously.
Correct.
You and I went there and came back together. We stayed in a room together. We did things together, and you met up with John, Steve, and some folks during the weekend.
Yes.
But you certainly had the moments that you were by yourself to feel like it was a solo trip. So would you say the definition of a solo trip is more going without the people you're used to going with, but you may meet some other people up there that are there, that are friends or whatever, that are in the area visiting at the same time, cast members the way you did? Or would a solo trip be considered more strictly you're going alone without the people maybe you normally go with, and you have no intention to meet up with anyone there?
That's what
we're going to consider a solo trip, a true one, right?
Because, I mean, that's what you do or have done. I mean, and I guess for lack of a better term, you've enjoyed that.
Yes.
Whereas like, if I go, I want to find every possible person, and I will apologize right now. I know Jeremy said that I was with John and Steve, and we'll talk more on that, but I do want to apologize to Mitch and his fiance Brooke and his wonderful parents, because I was there and then I actually had plans on Sunday, and then it was just kind of, I was going to have to work all day and get back to and I just ended up really, like, by the time I was doing everything that I had planned, I didn't meet up with anybody. So that was truly my like solo day until I met up with you.
Yeah, it really was for that evening. And then we went out to dinner and all. So we have 5 things basically that we're going to kind of talk a little bit pros and cons of doing a true solo trip. Number 1, I think is pretty obvious. It's scheduling, because you can go whenever you want.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to worry about anybody else's schedule.
True.
Again,
only your own.
Right. Like, I mean, technically now, like if I wanted or needed to go on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
you sure could.
For something, I can. I don't have to worry about your schedule because I'm going by myself.
Correct.
If it's something where you go, we need to go do this, but I'm like, we have to get this content, or I have to go for this. Again, I don't have to worry about what you're doing or anybody else. I can just go.
Yeah.
It's great for, whether you live closer, further away, whether you're a pass holder or not, spontaneous last minute trips, right?
Yeah. I mean, that to me sounds like it could be fun for somebody that enjoys it.
Like I'm thinking,
that is fun.
I mean, I'm thinking, I could wake up on a Monday morning. you're working 12 hours, and I could say, you know what? I'm going to go to Disney for the day.
Yeah.
It's last minute. It's spontaneous. Again, I don't have to worry about what anybody else is really doing.
Yep.
And with that spontaneity, you can also think, all right, it's October. I'm going to keep an eye on weather all month long. And on a Monday or Tuesday, when I see that weather is perfect for the weekend, I'm just going to go.
Which it's supposed to be here
this
next
weekend. I
weekend.
wish we could just go. Right? One of these next 2 weekends, but we'll be a little bit busy, So again, just you want to go during the week, go. You want to take a nap in the middle of the day, go. Even while you're there, you get to do whatever you want. So what now do you think maybe little cons that you might feel if you are there by yourself? So it's great. You get to schedule, you get to do all this stuff, but
well, you don't have anybody to share it with, like if you were going to plan.
Yeah.
Like if you were like, all right, well, I'm going to plan to do this and that. You're just like, okay. And I mean, I could tell you, but then that'd be
fun,
sad.
Though, right?
Yeah, because you'd be like, oh man, I'm not getting to go.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to sit down beforehand and say, where are we going to stay? Where are we going to eat? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
You don't get any of that. It's just me, myself, and I.
Yeah, but so I guess those are not too many cons for that planning. But I do have some cons from when you get there because, you have the freedom to do whatever you want.
You do. Like we were kind of just mentioning, once you're there,
yes.
You want to take a midday nap, go take a midday nap, which you would.
I would. I did not.
You actually did.
Wait, no, I did.
Did you?
With John.
You did the one. Yeah, that's right. You can rope drop if you want. You don't have to worry about getting kids up or somebody who likes to sleep in. You can park hop if you want. Yeah. You can close down a park and get home late if you want. You can go hang out at Three Bridges until midnight if you want, and not have to worry about anybody else in your party, right?
Yeah.
So the freedom, the planning, you want to ride something, ride it.
Yeah.
You want to eat something, eat it. You don't have to ask for anyone's permission. So those are definitely, I think, some of the pros of being there by yourself is just having that freedom.
Yeah. Well, the cons, there's nobody to share it with.
Yeah.
Like if you see something, like there's been times where, I'll be like, oh, and I'll text you, selfies only go so far. And it is a little weird. I did get some pictures because, first of all, we got some new shirts at mainstreetshirts.com. But the one that I felt a little more, I guess the weirdest was when I didn't have my shirts on and I had a new outfit, the pumpkin. And
you're still wearing clothing.
Of course
yes.
I was.
You said you didn't have any shirts on.
Well, I didn't have our mainstreetshirts.com on.
I got you. I'm just clarifying for the folks at home.
Okay.
That's all.
But I did have the cute new Mickey pumpkin outfit on, and I took a picture in EPCOT because I was like, well, I'll go ahead and post and, show. And because I was in front of the castle the day before, and now I'm in front of the EPCOT, a Spaceship Earth, the ball.
Yep. Which reopened, by the way.
Oh,
you
good.
Didn't hop on it, did you?
Oh,
I didn't even think about it.
I would have if I didn't know.
My brain was in many other areas this week, and I didn't think to tell you to hop on that sucker.
It's fine. But, I mean, just, things like that. I was like, that's where I was like, oh, this is weird taking pictures by myself.
Okay, two things. One, is it still really a solo trip if you just message the person back home everything you're doing? You know what I mean? Like, do you think at any point the person back home is like, oh my God, I hope they never go on a solo trip. They won't stop messaging me. I'm here trying, and I'm not talking about me.
I know, because I was also
I'm just saying
careful.
in general, though. You're down there just messaging your person back home. They're like, why didn't I just come with you? Because I'm trying to work. You know
right.
What I mean? Is a selfie really still a selfie if other people are in it? This is kind of off topic, but like,
what do you mean?
A selfie? It's
when it was me and Steve.
No, yeah, but is it a selfie? It should be just yourself. I understand you are taking it yourself, but when you start putting more people in it, what is it? Is it not a groupie? Is it not a? You know what I mean? What do you say? Somebody's like, okay, I guess like, hey, look at this picture of the 5 of us. Oh, that's cool. Who took it? First of all, if they have to ask the question, then there's additional conversations.
Yeah,
that probably need to be had with that person. But
100%.
Who took it? You say, oh, I took it my selfie. Is that what? I guess. So does it? I just feel like it's only supposed to be for you. Like the word was invented and the idea was invented.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I can't remember which year it was. The first documented case of a selfie that I saw was actually on Scrubs, and Elliot took one. But she took it of her and Carla after they got arrested. But anyway, that's what I'm wondering where the first selfie actually showed up. But
yeah,
those are just the things I think sometimes. So Yeah, I mean, that is hard though. I that's what ended up being what I think turned me into not loving them is just going there and not having that person to share everything with. You know, it's weird to, sit down at a meal, which you and I love to do. And without the podcast, I'm sure we would sit and have the same conversations. How does it taste?
Yeah.
What do you like? What
Probably.
do you don't like? You try this, you miss out on all that. And you're just sitting there by yourself like, man, this is really good. I don't have anyone to tell.
Or
I don't even talk
this
to anybody
isn't
about
really
it.
good.
Or this isn't really good. And I wish I could tell someone about it. So I do think you miss out on some of those things sometimes. Yeah. All right. One of the big ones could be potentially that you save money.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
If you're used to, when we used to go all the time with our family of 4, for the most part, outside of a hotel room, we cut every single thing in half in price, right? You and I now go all the time. If one of us did go truly by ourselves, most everything we would do would be cut in half. The only thing you're really not saving on is the room, because those are made for a double occupancy anyway.
Right.
It's not like, there's only one person in this room. Well, it's not $200 anymore. It's $100.
Right.
No.
Right.
In fact, when you add more people, they
Which
charge
is
you more.
so weird.
So you do have that opportunity. We used to not do a lot of sit down meals when the girls came, and once they stopped coming, we started doing them almost every meal because we could.
Right.
You weren't paying for 4. You're now paying for 2.
Correct.
You're not buying 2, 3, 4 park tickets. You're buying 1.
Yeah.
So I think you can really save a lot on all that type of stuff.
And the type of person I am, I don't eat a lot through the day. And I feel like I eat less, but with you
So you're
need
literally
to
saving
eat.
money because
I
you're
am.
not doing as much.
Yeah. So, I mean,
This might not be the best question to ask you of all people, but for normal people, what might merchandise spending look like if you don't have 2 little kids in tow or a needy husband?
I mean, yeah, you're
You probably
less.
still saved money, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I have done better where I'll be like, do I need it? Or, do I just want it? This weekend, I feel like was good because, I saw some stuff, but the only stuff I bought was on sale. So they had the blanket, the home pumpkin blanket.
So I was encouragement.
Yeah. Well, because you told me it was only like $40 plus 20% off.
I
Like
think it was down
that
to
thing was
$35, wasn't it?
$35 with tax and everything.
Yeah.
I think I rounded up because I saved an animal and literally.
Which one?
I don't know.
Okay. How much did you round up? Was it one of the cheaper animals?
It was a cheaper animal.
Okay. I highly
don't
doubt
remember.
you saved an elephant. Right?
No, I
it was probably
did
like
not.
a lizard.
It
or
might have
gnat.
been a lizard.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it was super cute because she was like, do you want to round up? So I was like, sure. And it was literally just $35 for this pumpkin home blanket, which, first of all, you could, if you're a Thanksgiving person, you could keep it out because it wasn't like
it's not in your
Halloween.
face Halloween. Yeah, it's not in your face Halloween at all. It's still Minky pumpkin heads though.
Yeah, but
I
that
thought
could
I
be
thought some
considered.
had a jack-o'-lantern on them. No, they don't have faces on them at all.
I'd have to now go look back at it, but it's super cute. I was getting it for
we're gonna
Stitch.
pack it away to pull out Christmas blankets next
That's
weekend anyway.
True, but and then I got last weekend we got the Mickey pumpkin. You got the sweater, and I got the cute little outfit. Well, it is now lovely in Florida, and for this Florida born and raised girl, once that sun goes down, if I am wearing shorts, a skirt, and a tank top, I get cold. So now I am starting to carry something with me.
Yeah.
I did not have anything with me. So I needed to buy the matching sweater to go
it was
with
definitely
it.
a must.
It was.
Yeah,
And
this
that was
this is all the Our Universe stuff, which is
It was
Ashley
25
Eckstein's. I love her universe has expanded into his universe, which is Our Universe, which I love.
Yes.
Because she really has some outstanding
Yes, she does.
designs and collections and
Yes.
all. But
and this
yeah,
was
I mean,
25% off plus your extra 20.
It was amazing.
So it was. And so I got a sweater that matches, and I just Jeremy washed it and hung it up, but I'm pretty sure I'm done till next year with it. But
But mostly those kids. I mean, I hate to say it, when you are used to bringing kids
Yeah.
who want everything.
yeah.
You can save money there.
100%.
You know, but you don't get down to that point where, you know, some of the cons are like, it's great. You save money on meals, right?
Yeah.
But you don't get to share it with anyone.
Correct.
You don't get to share that moment or that meal.
Yep.
You know, I think right now, if I was on a solo trip and I thought I really want to have lunch at Nine Dragons, and I went and sat down and I ordered a meal, I can eat, but I would sit down and be like, man, I wish I had someone to share this with, because they put a lot of food in those bowls and plates, right?
Yeah.
So there's instances like that where, you know, you think you want to share. I don't know if it would be awkward. I feel like it would. I'm just on dining, and I think we might touch on it again later. You're by yourself, and you really, really, really want to go to like beer garden. I think that would be super odd as a solo dining experience to do a buffet of any sort.
I know.
For
I
me
would
personally.
too. And then like, where do they sit you? Like, that's just
in the corner with the rest of the losers.
Aww.
And again, you know, when you're there, sometimes you want to toast someone. You know, you want to share that meal.
Yeah.
You want to share that drink. You want to have someone to share the moment.
100%.
With. And sometimes saving money isn't worth that. Giving that up. Single rider perks, and that doesn't only involve rides, right? What are some single rider lines that you can usually, maybe outside of Rock and Roller Coaster, save quite a bit of time on?
Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. That's at Hollywood Studios. Also at Hollywood is Rock and Roller Coaster. Also at Hollywood is Star Wars Rise of Resistance.
Someone will correct me, I'm sure. I'm not sure if this one is still fluctuating on and off.
Okay.
You know, they brought it, they were doing it, and then I think they would almost like turn it off, turn it on. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure what the certain point is right now.
Right. Going over to Epcot, you have Test Track. I don't know. Well, I'll wait till the end. Over at Epcot
We're
as
going to
well.
touch specifically on two of these.
Yeah, I started to say over at Epcot as well is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Yep.
And then over at Animal Kingdom is Expedition Everest.
Yeah. Now, let's go back to Rock and Roller Coaster as one, because Rock and Roller Coaster does their single rider line different than anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So in other single riders, let's take Expedition Everest, for example.
Right.
Right? They pair you up with odd numbers regardless.
Right.
If there's, you know, a party of 3, single rider.
Right.
Party of 5, single rider.
Right.
Very simple. At Rock and Roller Coaster, they group odd numbers and almost wait for the opportunity to get a single number, if that makes sense. So if 2 groups in a row have 3 people, they're not going to say 3 single rider, 3 single rider. They're going to say group of 3, go with group of 3.
Right.
And as a single rider, you're still standing
and then you're
there,
2,
right?
4, 6.
Yep. Right. So then, but now if they say group of 3, yep, group of 2, group of 2, group of 2, group of 3, they might go ahead and say, all right, with that first group of 3, that's where the single rider goes.
Right.
So they're really kind of counting ahead. For Remy's, I personally would never do single rider on this, because now they are sticking single riders in mice with 2 other people that you do not know.
Like me and Jeremy, I don't want to ride Remy anymore with
me?
Jeremy.
That's rude.
Because they put a third person with you and I.
Yeah. That's
and
awkward
it's just
and should not be
weird
done.
because
I don't care who you are.
You're
That's
touching
awkward.
that person. And so I was
double up single riders, please. Leave parties alone on Remy's, and you double up single riders, because as a single rider, you're already agreeing to ride with a weirdo, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you don't know. Mm-hmm. You're not agreeing to that. If I stood standby, I'm going to do a TED talk. If I stood standby in Remy's and waited an hour and a half with you, and I got on a ride and they stuck someone else with me, I would be upset about that.
Yeah.
And I think that would be understandable. Don't you think?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And like, I was just going to say, Test Track is probably something I might ride, because I do feel like I am in my own seat. You have your seatbelt.
Yep.
Like, I think I would do that. I don't mind riding things single rider if I'm not like touching the person.
Yeah. Like if they reopen Big Thunder Mountain and had a single rider, can you imagine being on Big Thunder grouped with someone you don't know, just sliding back and forth into each other?
100% no.
Yeah, it could be odd.
Expedition
Everest is a good one.
That's a good one.
Yep.
I've ridden that and I've been fine.
Smuggler's Run is a blast as a single rider.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, because it is one of those rides, pretty much regardless, you're going to kind of make a little friend and you're going to laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now with that, a lot of times you are going to be put back as an engineer. You know, a lot of times
which is fine.
single rider, they're not going to put you up front as a pilot.
I wouldn't want to be.
Yeah. And it's not going to matter next year because they are going to change some of those engineered
Right.
controls and everything when they add, what's his face, that little guy.
And then Rise of the Resistance too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of in your own.
Yep.
It's just awkward. I feel like when you're like supposed to be on the color, and then you're like, I don't know, like you just
Yeah, Rise is interesting
Yeah.
when you don't have some of that group sometimes. You know, dining for one, we go back to dining, can be a lot easier. Whether it's finding a reservation, whether it's finding a spot at the bar,
Yeah.
whether it's doing a walk up, sometimes dining for one. And I'm really thinking about the bar and lounge spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
About,
When I
being
went-
able to walk up and do that.
Yeah, when I went to Brown Derby Lounge, I went and sat in the lounge area outside. It was gorgeous, and I sat by myself and
Yeah.
ate. So
Yeah.
that was
Perfect.
great.
Yeah, and a lot easier sometimes to get into. Same with lightning lanes. And, I don't know the statistics and the math behind it and the pods and groups and however they do it, but one would think it's going to be easier to score an individual lightning lane, for some of these than it is trying to get it for your entire group.
Yeah.
So you might have more flexibility there. And then, you just have that freedom. You walk past Everest and you go, you know what, I'm going to hop in single rider.
Yeah.
Or maybe you walk past a ride like a Big Thunder, when it reopens, and all of a sudden it's a 10-minute wait.
And yep. Just
And
hop in it.
let's just say usually you're used to going with someone who maybe doesn't ride roller coasters, and you don't get that opportunity just to go, you know what, I'm just going to hop on in line.
Right.
You don't have to worry about them sitting out waiting, whatever it may be. Now, cons, aside from Remy's, what other types of things might not be the best for being a single rider, single diner, things like that?
Well, it can feel a little awkward sitting at the table and
By yourself.
eating and by yourself. And
Having a me party?
I think what's better is the bars. It's so much easier.
I would agree.
To go up to a bar, sit at a bar,
Yep.
and just eat and it's nice because there's a lot of bars like that.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
Brown Derby Lounge, I still felt like it was weird.
Yeah, because you're still at a table.
Yeah. Yep.
By yourself, and
So-
everybody's just looking at you the whole time like, did her husband go to the bathroom? Is she here by herself? When is he coming back? What is she doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be strange. I always think of the Muppets, the Jason Segel one, when she shows up for the me party, the party
Yeah.
of one.
Yeah.
Or my other favorite one is Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he shows up to dine that first
Yeah.
night, and Jonah Hill is the server or whatever, or I guess the host. And he's like, "Oh, you're just by yourself, man." He's like, "I'd be so lonely. Do you want a magazine or something?" Like,
Exactly.
it is odd.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do you do? And I mean, nowadays it's not, you don't need a magazine because you have your phone.
Right.
But still, like, it's just.
But then it's one of those, I think, and maybe it's just because I'm odd and self-conscious sometimes. Like, then I'm just sitting at a place staring at my phone alone. Like, why
Yeah.
am I even there? You know what I mean? So for me, if anybody gave me an awkward look, I'd just be like, I'm in town for the convention. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about why I'm here by myself. I'd like make my own fake lanyard or something.
That's funny.
Oddly enough, and I had done this before when I was solo, doing single rides, single dining, things like that, your day can go a lot quicker. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
You're getting through lines quicker.
100%.
You're not dining for as long. You're,
That's
all of a
true.
sudden it's like the afternoon and you're like, I did everything I wanted to do. What do I do now?
You go back and you can enjoy a pool.
Yeah,
you can enjoy a
could.
hot tub.
You could.
So.
But again, sometimes your days can go so quick.
Yeah.
You just kind of forget what happened to them. We're gonna go off with the last one. I guess this is almost like, sometimes you need a mental break. Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah.
You need a break from your life. Maybe you need a break from the people in your life. Maybe you just need to get away. And you have that opportunity. It's a great way to recharge your mental battery and your physical battery sometimes if you don't, go all out. If you literally go and spend some time at pool days, you do a
Right.
spa treatment, you have, dining experiences that are sit down and not rushing from ride to ride. It can be therapeutic if you allow it to be. Now, for you, that's not
so.
going to be a break for you. That's not going to be therapeutic for you because you don't want to do it. But for people that are considering
because
and
I'd
they
wanna
think
stay
they might
home.
want to, right? You would rather me probably go to Disney for a weekend by myself and stay home alone, right? Than you go to Disney by yourself
Probably.
alone and me be somewhere else, right?
100%.
So yeah,
100%.
yeah. So I mean, you got to think about that, but
Yeah.
it's a good break, and sometimes you just need it.
Yeah.
So take it if you need it.
Yeah.
But it has the same cons as everything else we've mentioned. You
Yeah.
know, I think you have to have that mindset and that mind frame. You know, if you go there and do it, you're going to walk around the whole time thinking, I wish I hadn't done this. I don't like being by myself. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a con. Like, again, I wouldn't force it. You have to do a solo trip. I used to think that.
You did.
I did.
And I just would, because, you know, you're quiet. Just quiet moments can feel lonely. Like, it's great sometimes, but it can also feel very lonely. Like, and you just kind of stick that bottom lip out. Like, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
and you know, you're watching families and friends like together, and then you're just kind of like, oh man, this really sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, when you get in the room at the end of the night and you're now again, some people are hearing that right now and going, oh, that sounds like the greatest thing in the world. But we don't want that. You know, we like to get back in the room. We like to put on Happily Ever After on the TV.
Yep.
We like to, you know, maybe talk about the day, talk about what we're doing tomorrow and all. So you miss out on all that type of stuff. It can get lonely.
yeah.
In the moments that you were truly by yourself, because this is how I am, do you find yourself almost trying to wedge your way into some maybe conversations from surrounding people, or do you sit at maybe a bar by yourself hoping, I hope this person talks to me?
No.
Okay, that's just me then.
No, because remember what I do.
Yeah,
I'm a hairdresser. I talk with
about that
different
mindset.
people every single day.
Yeah.
Multiple conversations. Like, if I have 15 people that day, I have 15 different conversations, or 15 similar different conversations, because, you know, I might tell them, like, we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, and I show everybody pictures, and, you know, they ask me questions and stuff like that. But still, it's 15 different people I'm talking to, and so no, I have no desire. Sometimes I am completely the opposite. Like, when I fly, like, please don't talk to me. Like, I will literally like have my AirPod in. Like, I love like wearing a hoodie. I'll put it up. Like, if I could have a sign that said, do not talk to me. Because then, of course, if they do, I'm nice about it. And I'm not like, please don't talk to me.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, some people would, I think, say
Oh,
that.
no. Yeah. Oh, no. Some people would. Yeah.
I, again,
so
would
funny
not.
I'm the opposite in way. So if I'm on a plane by myself, I will put in my headphones so that people know not to bother me. But if somebody sits next to me that I think maybe they don't look so unsavory, I'm like, you know what? I'll take them out. And I'll hope maybe they strike up a conversation.
You're funny.
I think it was comedian Brian Regan, who's one of my favorites, had said once, he's like, he likes to go on like, you know, like a 5-hour flight next to someone, headphones in, not say a word. As soon as you land, take them out and be like, hey, so where are you heading? My name's Brian. Like, what are you doing here? Like, and just all of a sudden strike up a conversation after 5 hours of complete silence on a plane with them. How did you like your half solo, half meet up with people in Me Weekend last weekend? Were there any parts of you truly being by yourself, whether it was
all
on
day
the
Sunday.
bus or whatever? Like, did you enjoy parts of that, or did you know that at the end of the day, you know, we were doing something and staying another night and having dinner and whatever anyway?
All the above.
Okay.
I mean, because like when I went to go meet John, I was headed to, I think we were headed to Magic. And then, so I got on a bus and, you know, I get on and, you know, I'm by myself. So again, it's kind of like weird, you know, and it's still a little, but, and then I get there and then I'm like, oh yeah, now I have my friend, and we just hung out. And then Sunday was, like I said, my like day, cause I was going to get up and go to actually Springs, but then I had the waffle shirt from mainstreetshirts.com. You can go get that there. It's super cute. And I had this great idea, like, you know what? I bet I could do some stuff on my own. So I started walking up to do this, and walking by the boat to go to Springs, I was like, and I was doing the mosaic art. I put my name on the list at 12:45. So I had to be back. And I think this was around like 10, and we walked by it, and the lines were so long that I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to take a couple of boats. So I was like, and then anytime that I would take a boat by myself, like Then I had somebody sit next to me on one of the boats where I was like, I just scooted real close to the, and then I'm like, please don't talk to me. So I looked out the water the whole time. But
that's a good point, though, that you talk about those, because sometimes you will have not necessarily maybe transportation as much, but to some of those rides that don't have single rider, they might. Tower of Terror is one all the time. Any single riders. And you will see people that can be 30, 40 people back. Go, yep, single rider. Yep. Next thing you know, you jumped 30, 40 people. Yeah. So it just popped in my head, so I wanted to say it.
Yeah. And that's something I think I could do. But there's a lot of rides that I wouldn't do. And I almost was thinking of living with the land, but I don't know. I can't remember what happened and what we were doing at EPCOT, where I just am like, and again, I'm here all the time. So I'm blessed that I don't have to go, well, I want to kind of do this. But yeah, Sunday was my day where I went and did some stuff there. And then I went back and hung out with Stitch because we did bring Stitch. Mm-hmm. And then I just did my mosaic art. And by the time that took a long time, I realized the time and I was like, let me go hang back out with Stitch and then I'll just go meet Jeremy over and we'll do some nice dinner.
Yeah.
So
there's a buddy on Twitter that did solo trips for years and years. And I love following him because he just loved doing them. And now he goes with his wife. It's just really cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's just neat to see.
So do you, like, you used to do them, like, you should probably, because you have not done one since you were sober, correct?
I'll let you know, because I am going to Charleston by myself on November 14th for a concert. Because you're going to be in Tampa at a concert.
Yes.
I'm not going to have it.
Clearwater.
Okay. Tampa, Clearwater. Our wonderful, wonderful friends Tay and Steph will actually be in Disney that weekend. I won't get to see them. I do believe that my parents are going to drive down and meet me for lunch. So again, it's not like solo, but I'm going to go drive the 4 hours there and back by myself. I'm going to stay in a hotel by myself. I'm going to go to the concert by myself. So it will be a lot. And the artist that I'm seeing, Cameron Whitcomb, it's going to be an interesting trip. I'll be interested to see how that one goes. I think coming back from that, I can then go, all right, could I apply this to Disney? And is that something I'd be interested in doing again? I can tell you right now, no. I do not want to do a solo trip now by myself.
Why?
And well, if you were going to go back, you know what solo trips were pretty cool for? Nobody had to tell me to stop drinking. That part was pretty awesome when I would go. So, honestly, but there was a freedom, and now what would I do? You know what I mean?
But you would do all the same things.
Well, here's what I want people who are listening to go out to Main ST Magic on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever it may be. First, let us know if you enjoy solo trips, right?
Yeah.
I would love to hear from Olivia, who has done so many, by herself prior to becoming part of, I think, this Main Street Magic family where, a lot of times we get to see her. She takes one of her daughters or both. I know she's going in January with a whole bunch of family and stuff. So I'd be interested to hear from folks like that. But I also would love to hear from folks and how they think solo trips sound based on people who don't get to go as often as we do.
Right.
Is it more attractive to someone who only goes a few times a year compared to people who go, sometimes multiple times a month?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know, because I feel like I think about that and I put that into Universal. And if you were like right now, like you can go to Epic all by yourself. I'm like, I don't want to. Because
see, I would prefer personally, I don't want to. But if somebody said, Jeremy, you have the choice of going to Disney by yourself or Universal by yourself, I would choose Universal right now because I still have a lot to explore and learn. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's what I was going to say. We don't go that often at all. Like now we are literally going once a year and then we're just going to, I would,
you'd be more inclined to do a Universal solo trip than a Disney one. Okay.
But I still wouldn't want to.
Agreed. 100%.
Because I'd be like, oh man, like, and then I wouldn't know what to do. And I just get like, I think I'm the type of person that needs somebody else's energy to be like, let's go do this. Like,
that's a great point we didn't talk about at all.
I'm such a person that like, I'm here for whatever. Like, there was one time I went to Vegas to see Rita. And like, I think it was the first day I traveled all day. And then she's a nurse and she worked. And all we did was like lay around the house. And I'm fine with, but we just laid around the house. She slept. I think I napped. I watched things on my phone. And then later we ended up going just out to dinner, but then we went back to the house and slept all night.
Man, I would have lost my mind.
It was a little like, but then at the same time, I think it was the next day, we got up, we had coffee, and she took me to a place where then we kind of hiked and then if I'm doing something all day long, I'm good. So I can take that person's energy. And then like my sister-in-law, like when we went to Montana, like, I mean,
that you feed
literally
off of that other energy.
It was something all day. It was something all, and every day, all day. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's that situation where I do. And that's where when I'm by myself, and maybe because again, with what I do, I'm like,
you definitely see that's the thing. You need the mental
I'm
break.
tired. I don't know what to
do. That same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that you're, at work for 12 hours doing nothing but talking. I'm at home doing nothing but talking to myself. And so, and my several very, very, very close friends, Lucy certainly is one of them, probably sometimes wishes that I had more conversations with humans during the day, because I spend all day texting folks like her and Matt and, some of these people throughout, because I feed off of that interaction and that connection. And so, yeah, that's what would make it hard, I think, for me just to do it now. But would love to hear your thoughts on solo trips, your pros, your cons that maybe we didn't cover. Are you yay or nay solo trip? Again, social channels are Maine ST Magic. You go out to mainstmagic.com for all of the latest theme park news. John is posting dining reviews every Monday through Friday at noon, so make sure you check those out. You can also sign up for our email list with our newsletter. I know there's not a lot going on with that right now, but after this past weekend, you guys are going to probably get flooded with lots of thoughts and ideas that are coming out of my brain, and one of those will be our email list that we're going to start putting a lot of focus on doing fun things with. So go ahead and do that. Of course, Ron and I want you to subscribe, and we would be very, very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon. On this episode, we're diving into the pros and cons of experiencing Walt Disney World on your own, from the freedom of spontaneous park hopping to those moments you might wish you had someone to share with them. It's a lot of words. On this episode, we explore the perks and pitfalls of visiting Walt Disney World solo, from the freedom of spontaneous park hopping to the moments you wish you had someone to share that. Still too many words.
You almost had it. You were almost to the end.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.